Well, multiple sclerosis affects hundreds of thousands of Americans. The disease can strike anyone at any age, but most often hits adult women in their 30s, a time when many are starting families or launching careers. Recently approved drugs hold the promise of slowing the disease's progress, but they come at a cost that not many can afford.
Dawn Foy has an infectious laugh, one you wouldn't associate with her illness. Doctors diagnosed Dawn with multiple sclerosis 20 years ago, the dark ages when it comes to treatment for the disease. She experienced the symptoms of MS for more than a year before finally learning their cause.
I was extremely fatigued, like to the point that I could be sitting there having a conversation one minute and close my eyes and fall asleep the next. And then it went from that and progressed to pulling up at stoplights and the car in front of me. I couldn't read the tag on the car in front of me, and it was like, oh great, now my eyesight's gone.
Multiple sclerosis is a disease of the central nervous system, affecting nerve cells, or neurons, in the brain and spinal cord. A fatty tissue called myelin surrounds most nerves in the body. Myelin allows the nerves to send clear electrical signals faster and more effectively along the neurons. In a person with MS, the body's immune system turns on itself, releasing antibodies which attack the myelin sheath, causing it to become inflamed and eventually destroyed. Destruction of the myelin prevents the neurons from sending effective nerve signals, resulting in the common symptoms of MS: loss of muscle coordination, impaired vision, numbness or tingling sensations in the arms or legs, fatigue, and incontinence. Doctors estimate multiple sclerosis affects up to 500,000 Americans, including about 3,000 in Oklahoma. Dr. Gabriel Pardo is Dawn's physician and director of the MS Center for Excellence at the Oklahoma Medical Research Foundation. Pardo says the triggers which cause MS remain a mystery.
What we know is that in genetically susceptible individuals, meaning people that have a certain types of genes, under certain circumstances, they can develop this abnormal reaction of the immune system against the myelin.
There is no cure for MS, but Pardo says researchers have made major advances in treating the disease.
20 years ago, the first available treatment, which is an interferon, became available, and it clearly demonstrated that it is a medication that can alter the course of the disease. We cannot cure MS, we do not have that ability quite yet, but we can certainly change how it evolves.
Among the first drugs approved for treatment of multiple sclerosis are an injectable form of interferon known as beta-serone and Avonex, which is also administered by injection. Dawn has been on beta-serone since her initial diagnosis. She admits the first few months weren't easy.
I couldn't drive a car. I couldn't stand up. I couldn't sit down. I sat on the couch in my living room taking seasick medication because I didn't have bed spins, I had house spins. My whole house moved always.
Still, Dawn considers herself lucky. Her mobility is good, despite the predictions of friends who thought she would become an invalid.
Well, that's not my personality, so I wasn't going to let that happen. So, and it didn't, you know, and I do know that I'm lucky because there's so many people with MS that can't walk, there is no independent living, and I am very independent. Yeah.
Dawn says she's fortunate to have health insurance, which defrays the cost of her treatment. She currently pays about $200 out of pocket each month, but knows it could be much worse.
And I know some people have no insurance, and we've gone through times where, you know, I get the phone call, I'm calling in going, I need to refill my prescription, and they say, okay, we're going to charge your credit card for $982, and I fell out of my chair and I said, huh? What? I can't afford $1,000 a month for medication.
The price of beta-serone currently runs more than $37,000 a year, rivaling the cost of some cancer medications. Pardo says the Food and Drug Administration last fall approved several new medications to treat MS.
We have had 3 new medications becoming available. One that is administered intravenously once a month, called natalizumab, and then 2 recent oral medications, fingolimod being one, and another one called Aubagio.
Those new drugs come at a high price. The makers of Aubagio estimate the drug's cost will be about $45,000 annually, while the cost of fingolimod is priced at about $48,000 a year. According to a study published in the journal Neurology Today, prices are soaring even for medications that have been on the market for decades, putting them out of reach for patients who don't have insurance. Emily Teasdale and her husband Tom are well aware of the cost. Emily was diagnosed with MS in 1998. Her doctor was initially reluctant to blame her symptoms on multiple sclerosis.
They didn't want to put that in the medical record because that would mean I would lose my insurance.
Emily takes injections 3 times a week. Thanks to insurance and Social Security disability plans, the Teasdales' out-of-pocket expenses are about $400 each month. But Tom says without insurance, they could easily be paying $40,000 to $50,000 each year.
We could not live anything like the life we live without insurance. We pay enough in out-of-pocket medical care costs, healthcare costs, to be able to utilize that number on our tax returns.
Emily has retained much of her mobility, although she admits she has had to make some adjustments. She keeps her dishes on lower shelves, making them easier to get to. She's also had to make changes when she goes outside.
I can't walk over curbs anymore. But I always look for curb cuts. And I always look forward to see where the bathrooms are close by. And, other than that, I really don't have to change too much.
Tom calls himself Emily's care partner. He says it isn't always easy.
But the upside is that you can get through this, and you really can have a family and you can have a life. It will be different. It's not what you expected, but there's a positive side to the story.
Tom and Emily are thankful for the medications that have slowed the progression of her disease, but they want to see more done. Doctors say reversing the damage from multiple sclerosis, though, is still a long way off.